Hey, and welcome to the second video about mental health. In the first video I gave you an introduction into the topic, and today I want to talk about the opposite and its root: chronic mental stress. If we stay in states of worry, guilt, resentment, and upset for a long time, we innocently create mental stress. And every time we do this, three things happen. Our anxiety goes up, our mood goes down, and our body starts to hurt. When we get into these states, we activate the stress response system. And that's completely fine up to the point where this system stays activated for hours and hours every day. And why is this bad for us? When this stress response system, or the fight and flight system as it's also being called, is activated, our body releases stress hormones. For example, adrenaline, noradrenaline, cortisol, dopamine, and so on. When these hormones are in our body for a longer period of time, this leads to many side effects. This leads to a chemical imbalance in our brain and to a hormonal imbalance in our bodies. And when these hormones are in our body, the body stops healing itself because it's just not a priority at the moment. When you stand in front of a lion, it's not about healing in this moment, it's about focus and action. It's not the right time for healing, it's not the right time for digesting food, it's not the right time for all these recreational things that have to happen in our bodies. And when we are in stress the whole time, our body never gets the chance to do these things, and this can lead to inflammations, this can lead to high body fat, it can lead to a high level of glucose in our pancreas, and that can lead to diabetes type 2, and many other diseases can have their origins in a stress response that is chronically activated. So to make it short, fear and stress were created for short-term threats like a lion or a fight, and not for worrying for hours and hours every day, for example, about money or about relationships or about your job. So where does chronic mental stress come from? It doesn't come from the challenges that we experience in our lives, and it also doesn't come from the fact that we all have to die. It comes from innocently abusing how our system works. For me personally, the way that the Scottish mystic Sid Banks talks about it describes it in the most simple way. According to him, we were given three metaphorical gifts: the gift of mind, the gift of consciousness, and the gift of thought. According to him, mind is the divine energy that flows through life. It's the divine energy from where everything on this planet is coming from. Also our ideas, our concepts, and all these things that we humans can bring from the formless into the form. And it is also the guidance that we can listen to when we get quiet and ready to listen. The second gift is the gift of consciousness, and you can imagine it like a canvas where our thoughts are coming to life. And without consciousness, we would not experience anything in this world. And the third gift is thought. And thought you can imagine like Play-Doh, and out of this substance we create the world we live in. And without thought we are not able to experience anything. All our feelings, our emotions, all our sensations that we can pick up with our eyes, ears, and so on are processed through thought. Because of that, it is like the missing link between everything. Yeah, and sometimes we are not aware of these things and we create negative thinking around upset, resentment, guilt, or worry, and we attach ourselves way more than needed. And when we do this, the world around us starts to look darker and darker. Dr. George Prensky puts it this way, and in order to really give you the exact information, I will read this to you. Also, we react differently to bad moods. We often experience our bad feeling states in the same way. The thoughts that create bad moods usually have some of the following characteristics. Number one, our mental activity or speed of thinking increases. Number two, our thoughts center around problems and unhappiness. Number three, we feel an increased but distorted sense of urgency. We then believe we have to do something immediately, for example, about our circumstances. Number four, we feel self-doubt. We seem to be the negative focus on or of others' attention. Number five, our outlook on the future is pessimistic. We feel limitations and become blind to possibilities. And number six, we entertain many negative thoughts, feelings, and concerns. When I read this, I instantly thought, yeah, I know all of them and have done all of them. Yeah, and I'm curious if this makes sense for you as well and if you can find yourself in these points as well. And I think the big question is why we all sometimes do this and how we can prevent creating chronic mental stress from this. And exactly about this, I will talk to you in the third video. If you like this video and if you want to get the next video directly onto your YouTube home screen, then please subscribe to this channel, and you can do this by clicking on the subscribe button below this video. And I see you in the next video next week.